Okay, so this is how I would like to think that the world works, basically. From what I can tell, most religions are a story of fucking wizards fighting. I prefer to think that basically there's one bad force in the universe and they pervert a bunch of people and create a bunch of wizards, and that God's response to this is very Tolkien, in that in the Tolkien universe, Gandalf and Sauron and Radagast are sent alone, clad in bodies of men as sorcerers. Look at what happens to Saruman. They're creatures of evil. That's how they were made. Okay? Like, they're thrown into a body of a man and way overpowered. And, like, the only thing keeping them good is their loyalty to Eru, the one true God. You know, wielding the sacred fire. Like, that's why they're more powerful at magic than the other wizards. A lot of people don't get that the Balrog is a sorcerer. The Witch King is a sorcerer. The wizards that God sends could look like devils. Now, should 100% get that, like, that new Lord of the Rings shit. I thought Gandalf was actually the one who was going to be Sauron for a long time. Because that's how a fucking devil would appear, or wizard would appear, both, like, in my mind. Oh. I think the idea of wizards for God is interesting. It's one of those, like, the world is far more complex than a lot of people would like to believe. There's no real such thing as good or evil. There's just beings, and they are. And who they choose to serve while they're here determines if they're evil or good, basically. The thought I had was Gandalf on the bridge of Khazad-dûm. Why wouldn't you try to convert the Balrog? You know how many fucking orcs would just shit their pants and run away if that thing flew in between them and fucking Gondor? Yeah, he's real evil. I like the sorcerer in Conan. I am evil. Leave me alone, or I will summon a demon more powerful than all of those in hell. I like the Conan wizard. Conan wizard just lives out with the bones and fucking summons demons to kill you. You know, this is basically for the end of the world. I'm trying to fuse John Wayne with like Gandalf. I'm going to do an act. I think the combination of acting like you're John Wayne and Gandalf and a little crazed and like you might have magical powers, that might actually get you someplace with these stupid fucks. And if not, well, that's what old Bessie's for. The ultimate tool of the wizard, the black powder revolver. It's like, you think you know alchemy. You know little. I really love is that the alchemy that's being done by Sauron is creating fucking black powder. There's a lot of things in history where like we invent something and then it takes us a long time to change the world. Gunpowder is one of those. It had a couple of initial big successes, but didn't change the overall world that much until guns started getting increasingly better. Basically, the first guns, if you had a battalion of hand cannoneers, that was something, but it was like, well, now we have a new type of archer. It doesn't change battle that much. The M16 changes battle significantly. Basically, one or two guys armed with M16s versus any medieval army. Yeah, assuming they don't run out of ammo. They don't have any armor that protects them against that shit. It's like fighting the fucking Predator. Like, honestly, fighting me with my equipment now for people in the Middle Ages would be like fighting the Predator. Fighting me with my equipment from 5 years ago with dual tubes and lasers and fucking thermals and fucking ultra high power green lasers and shit, like, they wouldn't know what the fuck to do with that shit. And this is where a lot of people are like, well, what makes you think you're going to fare any better than that medieval dude? You're going to get scared or whatever, too. I've used that shit. I know how to use it. I understand it. I'm not afraid of it. I know its limitations. I know its weaknesses. This is how you conquer fears. Yeah. I try to understand everything. If you understand a thing, you won't be afraid of it. In fact, if you truly understand it and show to it that you understand it, you'll make people piss themselves. I've done it. It's fun. One of those. Okay, well, this isn't going to go how you think it's going to go. You know, to the mugger with the knife. You could stick that anywhere you want. It's just going to make me mad. And then I'm going to stick it in you wherever I want. And I'm a hell of a lot more creative than you are. I've found that makes people back away. Especially if you're like taking off jewelry and clothes and shit. If you really want to freak a man out, start taking off your fucking jewelry and like bags and clothes and gear like you're getting ready to fucking actually fight him. You know, half of the reason I study Gandalf and John Wayne and anything else we talk about on this fucking channel is building a vision of something that I think that could make it through the shit that we have to go through with a complete bag of tricks of fucking Merlin, because I don't have them all, but I'm gonna get some of them. Night vision is on that list. I already have like fishing line and ultra fucking bright lights, and like there's a few other things where like not everybody thinks like me. Not everybody's going to use those things in the way that I would use them. My like special kit for the end of the world is interesting. Feel like Sean Connery and The Rock. And here is Mr. Mason's special kit. You get 3 washers, bottle of lighter fluid, and waterproof matches. Thank you. I always wondered what the washers were for in that. Maybe I have a lack of imagination, but I really can't think of a reason to carry the washers. Other than maybe to throw at somebody. Like, You could pick up a rock and do that and it'd be better. Like, I don't know. That always made me laugh. Mr. Mason's special kit. You light people on fire. That's about how much we trust you. You have enough shit to fuck one person. Choose wisely. Gandalf has the craziest in him. That's one of the things that I like about him. All the characters John Wayne ever played had controlled rage. If you can do that and display that too, it scares the fuck out of people. It's one of those, like, the only thing holding that person back is themselves. And you can tell. There's many ways to be. Everybody thinks that you're going to have some fucking collective farm bullshit to make it through this. I will admit that you're probably going to have a garden. Okay. Honestly, I think the bare independents of the world are idiots, first off. But second off, they're fucking con artists. That dude, don't even get me started on him. Like, I spit at his name. I put... to quote our Muslim friends, I fucking hate that dude. He's an ex-Satanist running a cult to Satan, veiling it in this, like, new fucking Israel shit. I don't know. I hope he knows that there's a wizard that defends Tulsa. I like to say anyway. Most people don't get that my plan with the trans shit and everything that I do is based on the fact that OODA loop is a thing. I'm going to take my advantages. While you're trying to figure me out, I'm just going to shoot you. This is camouflage. You know, this is the most effective thing that you could do in their circumstances, really. Start throwing fucking all sorts of fucking vibes that people don't fucking understand. This is why so many people are fucking doing it. You should see how the square people react to you. They just run away. Good. I kind of figure in any sort of a fight, swords, guns, or otherwise, though, that, like, decision whether or not to make the attack or fight or whatever is when OODA loop is most important. And by looking like a fucking crazy pirate hooker and John Wayne and a lot of other shit all at the same time, like, I kind of figure that it's going to make people pause. And if you pause with me, you're dead. Give me any kind of an edge and you're dead. I think that's, you know, many of us have shot guns in our lives to that point. I'm not saying I'm anything special. I'm just pretty good with a 45. Okay, it's the fucking Merlin shit, the wizard shit, the Gandalf shit that makes the edge. My opinion. I really love the wizard van. That's, you know, I should paint a wizard on the side of that van. It is such a wizard van. You know, that's why people hate it. I really love that van. My pride and joy. And, like, this is my thing, is I think cars deserve love. And that thing was on its way to a scrap heap or to be a fucking mom mobile for some like small Mexican family in North Tulsa. God had other plans for Ghost Rider. Isn't it comforting that God has a plan for that minivan? He has a plan for you, too. Whatever it is. And it's one of those, like, maybe his plan, but I think I can set the style. And the style that I have chosen for your destroyer is fucking Gandalf mixed with John Wayne. Choose the form of your destroyer. Ray, what did you pick? Well, I couldn't help it. There's Lake Winnipesaukee and the Summers and so many fucking Stay Puft Marshmallows are the best, and it's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I still love that movie. Ghostbusters is such a good movie. Ghostbusters is one of the oldest tales in fucking human history. It's humans being cleverer than gods. Humanity has always been cleverer than gods, according to our fucking myths. That's why the gods entertain humans at all in any of the myths, is they step into a situation where they were not invited, and turns out that they're the smartest one in the room. It's because they don't know anything about the fucking thing. So they don't know not to fucking, ask stupid questions. They figure shit out that the fucking gods don't. That, in a nutshell, is the lesson of pretty much every fucking ancient story ever. Or at least one of many. I still like the line in Lord of the Rings, dark fire shall not avail you. I made a thing on that earlier. I think it's interesting that Gandalf is literally standing there wielding the sacred fire and Sauron's fire, the dark fire, all at the same time. It's one of those, it's the power that the devil uses, I guess, isn't necessarily bad. It's what you do with it. At least so I would hope. Maybe not. Sure seems Tolkien thought that. Well, I don't really have anything else to say, and now the light's out. And when I click it, Lord of the Rings is going to come back on. So I'll just see you guys later.